Alright, so I decided to just do a backtest video right on recording. Just upload it there for future references. Let's get straight into it. So I have used replay bar on Wednesday, November 23rd. A few, basically a week ago, more than a week ago. Again, daily obey. Something over there to just keep in mind of, see if any points there is. You don't usually see it, but when you see it, it is really clear, pretty clear in my opinion. How is 35? Doesn't necessarily have to be perfect because it's daily, it's dynamic. Down here, previously high and low. Let's go ahead and mark that up. I'm just gonna mark the previous daily high because I don't think the range is gonna be that all the way low over here. Have a daily all the way down. Let's go to 4 hour. 4 hour time frame. Again, that daily order block seems to be in a good zone. So I'm not good bothering about. And let's go ahead go down here. And we have a 4 hour and a 3 hour here. Now just mark the 3 hour because it's a little bit bigger. It covers the whole zone. There is the 3 hour here as well. We pay attention to the candle hint. Sorry for my voice. I mean, it hasn't gone down in the last couple of days. Um, Weather is acting a little bit weird, so this is part of the reason. I don't think it's a full reason yet. We might get. Sometimes I speak just bullshit, random stuff that I don't even understand myself. Pardon me. Hopefully, you'll fix it in the future, or you have change in the future. So here at 7, any news coming in? We have durable goods. We have a new home sale. Isn't that bad? FOMC minutes. Let's go ahead and go to the Forex Factory news and go down to November 23rd just to see this here. November 23rd and 8:30 unemployment claims. Flash PMI 945. So there are a few news you need to that we need to look out for here. Flash PMI, that is probably the most impactful news for the day. Let's go ahead and be cautious about that 945, just around this time really. So prices reaching the top of the wicks here, reaching the ceiling right now. So I might as well just wait for it, just wait it out a little bit until it reaches the 630 mark. I usually, my schedule, I want to wake up around 8:45 and start trading and marking up in around 8:55, 8:50 to starting. So essentially, waiting the news out around 8:30 seems to be like a wiser idea in my opinion, because most of the time trades doesn't come to that soon. They usually comes a little bit later after the news has been um, released and some more traders are getting into the market. And another thing is that my schedule is just matching up with everything else. So I think it's like a win-win. Yeah, this Fibonacci isn't that great. Eh, Low high. I mean, if we were to drag it all the way up here, if we drag it all the way up here, and 50 is all the way down. I'm gonna use this leg. I'm gonna use this 1 hour OB as a temporarily Fibonacci leg of structure. Let's go ahead and use that. We have a 30 minutes right at the Fibonacci that we just marked up. Let's go ahead and, yeah, I'm just gonna mark it right there. It's a little bit confusing. It's just like vines on the chart. Another nothing else really going on here. I'm just gonna wait. See at this point on the 5 as well. I want to wait for 15 minutes to form, or 15 minutes to form, or just basically reverses. But yeah, essentially that's the 5 minutes here, waiting for this to break. Maybe considering, excuse me. See any 15? Nope, not yet. Still being maintained the highs. Stepping into a zone that we do not know. And it kept going because of the news. It's 45 there. Yeah, flash PMI, I believe. That's the PMI. Yep, that's the flash PMI. That's why it is like that. Sometimes TradingView doesn't incorporate all the whole thing. Durable goods is what they input on there, but I just need to go on Forex Factory to see the whole thing, like the details of it. So yeah, the PMI comes in and just push price all the way upside. So it is all the way up there now. I wouldn't expect too much coming in on the market anymore, just because it has done a madness. So need to wait a little bit more. I don't know what Fibonacci am I drawing. All of them, I guess. Yeah, all of the Fibonacci's. Guess it's all applicable. So let's keep going. I suspect there's a 15 minutes here. Yep, there is. Now you can trade the news as well, but in my opinion, the news aren't that worth it to trade. It just doesn't go along with the strategy in general. And left at 40, 45. Yeah, 45. This one formed 430, 930. Essentially here, 930, that order block kind of forms. It breaks through. Yeah, around 930, that form, 15-minute order block form. It's just basically continuation. Basically, price broke through the previous highs. Basically maintaining that high, honestly. So that's 5 minutes there. You can just buy in anywhere of these area. Stop loss will build a little bit lower, but then 945 is coming out. This is a sign of constitutional push right here. That's why I don't really like it. Right, usually when the constitution or big money trying to incorporate and hide the trade with the news itself, this is kind of usually what happened. Yeah, like I was saying, 15 minutes here usually is a sign of constitutional push if a setup is, clearly seen and it has structure to push up. So 15 minutes, like I said, it is like kind of retail trading, but the 15-minute order blocks kind of have a concrete area for you to base off your setup off, off. Yeah, essentially this one over here breaks through over here, as you can see, 944 reside in this area here, 945, come back down, or maybe basically around this area, and then price push all the way up. Is advertisable and profitable in terms of trading news, because most of the time, it moves in the direction of the setup that it presents. Sometimes the slippage and the edges, it will prevent you from getting in the trade because the slippage is way too big. Uh, Sometimes this happen as well. I just don't trade news because it's volatile. Period. It's just something to keep in mind of that how with big money and how it can potentially work. So with that said, let's keep going. I'll go to the 3 minutes just because we are just out of it. Just out of the whole area. We have this big zone that we need to swallow up. And let's see. We have 15 minutes now. Nothing. 5 minutes. We have the 5 there. Let's see the 3. It is a little bit weird. This one is not really counting, so I'm gonna wait for a little while. Let's keep going. I put it at 0.3 speed just because it's slow enough for me to understand. It's not too fast, so nothing else is in the way. Let's go into 15, 5, nothing else. This is why I wait for a 15 minutes order block, right? Because it needs to have like some concrete area um, in terms of price structure, something to base off of the direction. If you just go off from the 5 minutes, 3 minute, or never 1 minute, um, it is not really that great in terms of like giving the whole thing the price action. So with that said, I'm waiting for a 15 minutes to form. So let's click one of that. As you can see, the 15 minutes form. And if you were to see like transition here, trying to take back down and swallow price up in the middle, this can happen, right? I would probably in the future prove this wrong, prove this right, because this area here, this space is going to extremely be swallowed. It just go straight through, straight up, straight through. So this, right, this needs to be swallowed. This needs to be inefficiency needs to be filled right there. But essentially, prices continue and chooses to shoot all the way up, which is fine. I mean, anything here, nothing else of the trade that I can really see. Uh, yeah, with that said, price was pretty much left the zone. 944, 45 now. I mean, ending off the day without no trades set up except for the news trade over here, but that's flash PMI 54. I guess that's pretty much it. But yeah, other than that, it reached 11 o'clock without little to no structure. So yeah, little to no structure. So that's why I end the session without any significant trades. Um, I mean, essentially here you can see a 15-minute just form. It left around 10:30. Just see if there's a potential one here. Nope, there isn't. Yeah, the only potential trade that is possible, but it is constitutional push and setup. This right here, this is a constitutional setup. How they would trade in this area here. 1, 2, 3, right below, and then use the 5 minutes. 5, move it down, right there, and just right over there. So you can ride the price up, but essentially I would only search for it. Essentially, when it's still retail, I would look to the left, see anywhere between that price can potentially, swallow, or price can potentially go through. Isn't here the whole wick, which is this price high, but that's the news. Trading news isn't that ideal in general, but this is the only setup out of the whole session because this is so overbought that you need to look for a 15 minutes all the time to form structure in. Yeah, this is the only area where you can potentially take the trade that push price up once again. Yeah, that's the news matching up perfectly with the flash PPI, I believe PMI. On there we go, flash surfaces, products manager. Purchasing manager. Yep. Yeah, this one right here, 945. That's the news that kind of incorporate and push the move up there. That's the only potential trade, and I wouldn't really take that one. So with that pretty much said, that's pretty much it for the session on Wednesday. Backtesting. It doesn't usually take this fast. Usually it takes around 20 to 30 minutes to fully backtest a session, but once there's no structure, then there's nothing really for you to look out for. The main thing that I look out for is the 15 minutes OB when it's overbought or oversold, just because of like the sellers are coming in the market and kind of slowing price down, right? Just giving us a general stop loss, general area that we can put our stops, right? And some may say that, big money or the banks trying to stop us out. Well, the stop loss needs to be where the stop loss needs to be. I just think of the big money, how they say, how they get in. They want to push price to that level as well, but they don't want to discourage the mass majority of people who are buying in the market, right? They don't want to discourage by breaking structure and selling in, right? If they sell and then basically push the price to that level of stop loss, and basically, for example, breaking that order block, right, or breaking that previous low, right? It stops a lot of people out, which means a lot of people are longing that position is going to get out, and a lot of buy side power is going to lose. And so they don't want to lose the buy side liquidity. They want to buy it. They want to lose the momentum that the market majority has, right? So they have to go with the market, right? Even the big markets, they trade the same way. There's no way, even if you see the stop loss of others, their trading strategy doesn't really change as much, right? If it's ranging, then it is debatable. Is it ranging price? Then high chances it will potentially go into the stop. That's why you have your stop loss, few points above, few points below. But when it's extremely trending, extremely overbought or oversold, in this case, it's overbought. Big banks and smart money, they do not want to lose the momentum by stopping people out. So what they do is that um, they will try to slow price down, just to create some kind of structure, right? Anything has a psychology, anything that has a reason why behind it, and this is the same thing, right? This reason why it has a 15 minutes OB, or I look for 15 minutes OB, it's just to do this, just to basically wait for structure, wait for price to come back down and retrace once again. Because if it's really overbought, right, there's no structure, there's no price at all, people will start taking profit off, taking profit off, taking profit off. And they say, well, there's no structure for me to base off my take profit. So I should probably just get out, right? What they usually do is that they get out. A lot of people get out of their position, and then it causes the price to push down a little bit, right? Causes the price to push down on 15 here, pushes down a little bit, forming this bear candle, and then people start, okay, there's some structure still maintaining. People start buying in once again. And me, as a retail trader, I see this as a point of structure, and I buy in this position as well. So it pushes price up once again. That's how the price maintain the momentum, extreme momentum. But what it usually do, what it usually does, or what I optimally look for is, of course, going to be the Fibonacci. Of course, going to be the Fibonacci retracement into the discounted price, right? But yeah, this session here on Wednesday, November 23rd. Today's December 4th. It doesn't really match up, but I'm trying to just put this video here. Um, like an example again, just for backlogging reason. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you tomorrow on Monday, and I'll start an FDMO trail again, fresh. All right, see you tomorrow.